Reading and listening, page 124. Explorers. کاوشگران. Ancient and modern. کاوشگران باستان و مدرن. What do you know about these explorers? What nationality are they? Why are they famous? Which places did they explore? چه چیزی در مورد لیف اریکسن، کریستوفر کولومبوس، ادموند هیلاری و نیل آرمسترونگ میدونین؟ از چه ملیتی بودن؟ چرا famous بودن؟ چرا معروف بودن؟ و which places did they explore؟ کدوم مکانها رو اینها رفتن و گشتن؟ Let's listen to a description of each explorer. Who is it? And check your idea. پس بریم در مورد اینها یک ترک گوش بدیم ببینیم در مورد کدومشون صحبت میشه.
12.8 Who is this famous explorer? 1.
He was an Italian explorer, but it was the Spanish king who paid for his voyages. He wanted to sail west from Europe, not east like other explorers. He sailed 4 times across the Atlantic Ocean. During his first voyage in 1492, he landed in what we now call America.
2.
He was born in Iceland. His father, Eric the Red, was also an explorer. He was the first European to discover North America many years before Christopher Columbus.
3.
He was an American astronaut who became the first person to walk on the moon. He was the commander of Apollo 11, which landed on the moon on the 20th of July 1969. He and his co-pilot, Buzz Aldrin, spent 2.5 hours walking on the surface.
4.
He was a mountaineer from New Zealand. On the 29th of May 1953, he and Sherpa Tenzing were the first people to climb to the summit of Mount Everest. Some years later, he went overland to the South and North Poles, and so became the first person to reach the poles and Everest.
Past explorers went to new places. Look at the photos of the 21st century explorers. به کاوشگران قرن 21 نگاه کنید توی تصاویر صفحه 124. Who are they? They are Gary Connery, Lynn Cox, Robbie Shawn, and Karen Dark. And what do they do? چه کاری انجام میدن؟ گری کانری که وینگ سوت فلایر هستش، لین کاکس که کولد واتر اتلیت هستش، رابی شان کیو اکسپلورر کاوشگر غار هستش و فوتوگرافر، کرن درک پارالیمپیک سایکلیست دوچرخه سوار پارالمپیک هستش و triathlete and adventurer. Read the introduction and the titles. How are they different from past explorers? چطور با کاوشگران نسل قدیم گذشته چه تفاوتی دارن؟ بریم بخونیم. 21st century explorers, human beings have been to all corners of the world. They have explored land and sea and even walked on the moon. How much more is there for them to explore and experience in the 21st century? The answer is a lot. Human beings are amazing. قراره که در مورد این 4 نفر بخونیم و پیدا کنیم جواب سوالای تمرین 4 رو. Let's listen. میخونیم کلمات جدید رو براتون معانیش رو مینویسم. Gary Connery is 42 and he is a wingsuit flyer. به جملات present perfect توی متن خیلی دقت کنین. He has made over 1,350 jumps from a helicopter over 730 meters above the earth. 730 meters above the earth. He's flown free through the air at 80 meters per hour, 128 per hour, and landed without a parachute. He has jumped from the Eiffel Tower, Nelson's Column, the London Eye, Tower Bridge, and from inside the Millennium Dome. So what exactly is wingsuit flying? It's the sport of skydiving, but you don't use a parachute to land. You wear a special suit with huge wings on the arms and legs, and you fly 4 miles like a bird and finally land on a mountain of cardboard boxes. Gary's lucky. The sport he loves is also his work. He has worked in over 100 films as a stuntman. Perhaps you saw him in one of the Indiana Jones or Batman films, or in TV's Sherlock Holmes. But surely his most famous role was when he played Queen Elizabeth II in the opening ceremony of the 2012 Olympic in London and flew into the Olympic Stadium. Lynn Cox, long-distance swimmer and cold water athlete, swims as easily as most people walk. She's American, but has twice held the record for the fastest swim across the English Channel from England to France. She has also swum across the icy waters of the Bering Strait from Alaska to the Soviet Union. This swim was in 1987 and took just 2 hours and 5 minutes. The two countries' presidents, Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev, praised her courage. Gorbachev said it showed how close the people of America and Russia were. Lynn has swum all over the world in even colder waters. In 2003, she swam 1.22 miles, 1.96 kilometers in the Antarctic. Here, the sea gets cold enough to kill a person in 5 minutes, and she got into the water and stayed there for 25 minutes. She has also swum around the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa and the Strait of Magellan in Chile. Lynn has survived not only freezing waters but also a serious heart illness. She's a true superhero. Robbie Shawn, caving, called spelunking in the US and Canada, and potholding in the UK, is the sport of exploring underground caves. Robbie Shawn is a cave explorer and photographer. He has traveled the world with his camera from the Alps in Australia to China, from Borneo to Mexico. He has taken pictures of the deepest, largest, and smallest caves ever discovered, and his photographs have appeared in many books and magazines, including the National Geographic and Bear Grylls' Great Outdoor Adventures. In 2007, he worked on the BBC TV series Earth, the Power, and the Planet. Caving is often very dangerous. There are big dangers such as flooding or rock falls, but also smaller ones. In 2016, during a 3-month trip to Papua New Guinea, a leech got into Robbie's eye and stuck to it. It took 2 days before he finally removed it with salt and meat. It's no surprise that Robbie has received many national and international awards for his photographs. Karen Dark. In 1992, a fall when rock climbing changed Karen Dark's life forever. She thought her sporting life was over, but since then, she has found that even when paralyzed, many things are possible. She has won medals at the Paralympics and traveled the world having adventures on wheels, water and snow. Karen just loves being outdoors. She says, I think adventures can be anything, small or large. in your garden or on the other side of the world. She has crossed Greenland's 372-mile ice cap, sitting on skis, kayaked from Canada to Alaska, and hand-cycled over the Himalayas. She has also climbed Mont Blanc and the Matterhorn, and hand-cycled, skied, and swam the lengths of Japan. In 2010, she became a member of the British Paralympic cycling team. In 2012, she won a silver medal at the London Paralympics. In 2016, she did even better and won gold in the Rio Games in Brazil. In 2017, she received an MBE from Queen Elizabeth for services to sport. Karen is truly an inspirational and extraordinary human being. سوال 4 باید در مورد این افراد تک به تک این سوالا رو جواب بدیم. معنی متن رو براتون معانی کلمات سختش رو براتون نوشتم، پس پیدا کردن جوابش فکر نمی کنم کار سختی باشه. Which of the four people have done the most dangerous thing? Have all done dangerous thing, but in my opinion, I'd say Gary Conry, the wingsuit flyer, has done the most dangerous things. Although all of them are doing dangerous stuff, Gary is the worst one, I believe. Who is the most courageous? کدومشون از همه شجاع‌تره؟ همشون. کدومو بگم؟ Again, I would go with Gary and Robbie. Because exploring caves. I have claustrophobia, so I'm very scared of closed, places. Caves are one of those, so I'd say that Robbie is a courageous person too. Which person do you think is the most interesting? Has the most interesting life? Why? None of them. None of them has the most. But yeah, Karen. Karen's life must be interesting. Lynn's life must be interesting too. Why? Because Karen is she just keeps winning, and I like winning, so I'd say that Karen's life must be the most interesting one. Would you like to do any of the things they do? Which and why? I might want to try Lynn's swimming experience, but I'm not very sure because I'm not good at swimming. But I feel like it's worth trying. Which of the people, ancient, modern, do you find most interesting and why? I personally prefer the modern explorers because the things they are doing is with lots of equipment they have, so they try to reduce the risk of their experience. But ancient ones, they faced so many problems, so many, lack of equipment, lack of so many things. So I would say the 21st century explorers I find most interesting. و ویدیو درس 12 که در انتهای صفحه میبینید. Video and learn about exciting experiences other people have had. میتونی تو کانال تلگرام ویدیو رو پیدا کنید.